All right, Anthony, I'm about ready. You can take off your VR thing.
No. So,
Huh?
nah,
What?
I'm staying here.
What do you mean? What?
This is a whole world, Sal.
Yeah?
Yeah, I can do whatever. I can be anyone I want here.
South, I feel like I can smell French fries, but I don't see it. And I don't know why my clothing feels so loose. This VR is extremely realistic.
Hello and welcome back to Economy Lately. I'm Anthony Smith, Chief Economist here at FreightWaves, and I'm joined by South Turk. South,
Yes.
glad you could be here, man.
Oh, yeah, anytime, man.
South tells me that this is episode 9, which is impressive that we were able to continue to the show.
I know, we're going to hit the Big 10 next.
Is that good?
We'll see if we get through this one.
All right, we'll see if we get there, one episode at a time, ladies and gentlemen. So, there's been quite a bit of stuff that's happened in terms of macroeconomic releases since our last conversation here on Economy Lately. One of those big ones that we have to jump into is going to be employment. Starting off with initial jobs claims that came out last Thursday showed a result of 244,000 as of the time of this recording. There will be another one that gets put out before this one gets recorded and after it gets published. But one of the things that we're going to be looking at here is going to be around the trend, and the trend is certainly moving upwards. Even if there was some kind of downward movement in the upcoming release, that's not really going to change my outlook for this one because there's just so many other consumer conditions building up that don't really bode too well for those consumers or a lot of these producers out there. And there's going to be some verbiage that we're going to have to be mindful of as we continue to move throughout the rest of this quarter. And so when
when you say like verbiage we have to be mindful of, are you talking about like an Alabama hot,
what?
like a rusty,
What are you talking about?
yeah, like a Cleveland something.
Go on.
Oh, what about plunger?
What?
Yeah, or like a hurricane.
Is that even?
What about a Kentucky track?
Let me.
What about a Canadian?
Where are you getting this stuff from?
Everyone knows this. Like a Milwaukee.
South, is this stuff from your personal life? Sorry, I had to go take a shower. South, who are you?
I don't know.
As I mentioned, there's some verbiage that we have to be mindful of going into the upcoming quarter here, and that's going to be around outlets reporting some of these numbers. So, for example, job openings or unemployment rate. Say the unemployment rate is at near historic lows, 3.6%. You might get a tick up, and some outlets might say this is still relatively low or historically near lows, or you might see a tick down in job openings, and outlets might report this is still near historic highs. They'll keep saying that it's still near historic highs or lows ongoing until it's completely crashed. So don't wait until those trends completely get out of historic territory. You're able to prepare for some of these trends now and really see what's happening now in near real time, especially with sonar. And a strange thing happened when looking at the unemployment numbers. We saw that it remained at 3.6%, which, cool, dope, whatever. But then we saw that the participation rate went down. And that's a bit concerning because it was already kind of low. But we also saw that non-farm payrolls went up. So it showed altogether that would say that there are more jobs being worked by fewer people, which would kind of mean that more people are working multiple jobs potentially. Why would people need to do that, Sal?
To pay rent.
Yeah, stuff is getting expensive, which leads us into our next topic. Retail sales increasing 1% might be good news almost any other time in the macroeconomic world, but not so much when the CPI or the Consumer Price Index increases 1.3% for that same month, or 9.1% on a year-over-year basis. Speaking of that, we also have to talk about the Producer Price Index, which also increased 1.1% for the month, or over 11% for a year-over-year basis. So I don't really blame that 1% being so weak. I don't blame all of you fellow Americans for not shopping as much throughout that time because things are just getting so expensive. And the concerning thing is when we look at the producer price index being at over 11%, that shows that there's still room for expansion for this inflationary thing. That shows that there's still some producers taking inflationary hits that haven't been fully passed on to intermediaries or that final buyer or the consumer. And so that shows that there's still some more runway, unfortunately, for this inflationary thing. And there's really so much more that we can jump into with these numbers and do a deep dive, but that's what longer form content like podcasts such as Freightonomics is for. So with that, I'll leave you with those numbers.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
That's it? Nothing else? Really?
I mean,
Nothing?
I could talk about other stuff. So
No.
quick.
There's no need. No,
Honorable
we're done.
mention. Honorable mention. Let's do it.
No,
Honorable
what?
mention time.
What?
Yeah. So
What?
honorable mention.
No,
Pull the charts
no,
back up.
don't do
Industrial
it.
production.
Don't do it.
Industrial production.
Okay, all right.
Industrial production. Pull it up. Industrial production increased 0.2%. Or sorry, fell 0.2% in the most recent release for June. And this is the first time of the year, so that's pretty telling there. Housing starts also declined another 2% after posting double-digit drops the month before. And
that's it. That's the end. That's the end. All right, we're done.
South,
We're done.
No.
We're done. We're done.
These things.
Don't you dare.
Yeah. Faux try. Faux try is coming down, and it means that likely they're going to see some more slowdowns in housing and manufacturing in those numbers that come out for July. Because look at that faux try. Capacity is easing. Still at historic highs, but it's coming down and it's significant. Next week, we'll get caught up with some durable goods orders updates and this little thing you may have heard of it before. It's called GDP. We'll jump into that as well, maybe. But we'll see you on the next episode.
Episode 10.
Maybe.